Whoa, can't see the screen, it's so sunny. Hello, good morning. Sun shining. I suppose I could turn around. Huh. Thursday, October 16th, 2025. How significant is that? Well, it's part of what we know, isn't it? Or do we? See, this is the point. I said admit it. You're making it up as you go along. Aren't you? Everybody. You're all making it up as you go along. I know this is particularly surprising, but if you were making it up as you go along and this was the net result, I'm going to turn this around. It's going to give me a headache staring into the sun. Oof, and this chair's wet. Oh, maybe I'll just walk around. Oy. Yeah. Admitting it is very important, you know. It's not that it's an admission of guilt. It's just an admission that none of us really know what we're doing. And I know there's big fellas who've been in charge for a while and we think we voted for them to do things for us, but, you know, all that stuff and nonsense, really, because rarely do they do anything that's surprising or good or even informative. They just look after themselves. So why aren't you looking after yourself? Why aren't you looking after yourself? I mean, you're voting for somebody else so they'll look after you. So why don't you look after yourself? You know, take care of your needs. What are your needs? Find out what your needs are. Does anybody know what their actual needs are? I mean, gosh, sorry, discovering things in the yard that I live in. We've had quite a bit of rain a couple of nights ago, and then last night we must have had some because everything seems to be a little bit wet this morning. But it's still very sunny here. It's cold for here. I'm very acclimatized to Southern California. Hi, Ayush, Ayush. How are you, bro? I'm doing good. Yeah. I mean, I've kind of always been able to rely on my own resources, you know, the resources that are in my head, mostly things that I've learnt how to deal with. I've done a lot of traveling, you see, and I've been to lots of places. Oh, can I see me? I want to sit down, get comfortable. Oh, there we are. Yeah, but I can't see the screen now. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people get accused of, see, two things: selfism, looking after yourself, and then what's used in an accusational tone is, oh, you're selfish. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, we have to look after ourselves. If you don't look after you, who's going to do it for you? I know when we're children, we have to learn to trust our parents, and, you know, for the most part, I think we do. But it's not always easy to look after yourself. You know, the reason why it's not easy to look after yourself is pretty obvious. They don't want you to. Who are they? Well, father always knows best. Mother always knows best. someone else always knows best. But really, who knows you better than you? I mean, seriously. Come on. Everything's so dirty this morning. Oh, there's a bit of sunshine. That's a nice bit of sunshine. There you go, behind my head. Where am I from, sir? Okay, I make jokes about it because I don't really think it's important where I'm from, but where I'm going. But I was born in England in 1956. It took me several years to realize that that wasn't a suitable place for me to be. So I moved to Southern California. Took me a long time. I suppose half my life was spent getting to Southern California. What about you? Where are you from, Ayush? I don't know where you're from. Country bugging. Kenny Rogers, you in New England? No, I'm in California. It's not New England. I mean, USA, in some ways, because of Britain's dominance of Europe at the time of conquering, not discovering, conquering North America and calling it its own. What a ridiculous thing that is. Yeah, at the time of that, I suppose it was New England. The gay Willie Nelson. So country bugging, say Kenny Rogers, you in New England, and Brandon Billiot, the gay Willie Nelson. I don't know what that means, but I know Willie Nelson I don't know, is he still alive? I mean, he must be bloody old. Like me, I suppose. Oh, I suppose you might be calling me the gay Willie Nelson. No, I'm not gay. Not really. How you know how to say my last name right? Brandon Billiot. It's obvious. It's written that way, and I don't know. I'm from New Orleans. I went to New Orleans not last summer, the summer before. You know that one where it was steaming hot and it was just almost unbearably humid as well as ridiculously hot. I was there then, and yeah, I found New Orleans to be and the surrounding area, the swamps and stuff, I found it to be very interesting, but it was just way too hot. I had to sort of like go up the Mississippi a bit and get out of New Orleans because it was just unbearably sticky and hot. But yeah, I've traveled around the States a lot, United States. I like it. I like the people. But I want, this is, I think I called this little pontification, which I will only be on here for a few minutes. But this little pontification, I've called it Admit It. And I think you're admitting it to yourself. You don't have to go about, waving your arms around going, I did it all, I did everything right. No. But admit it within yourself. You don't know what you're doing. You have no fucking clue what you're doing. You're making it up as you go along. But the thing is, there are things you find out about yourself, as my friend says. There are things you do that you find out about yourself that you really enjoy. And if it's not harming somebody else, then maybe that's a pointer towards what it is you really want. I mean, your first authority figure in most cases is going to be the doctors who deliver you, or the midwife, or whatever. But it's also your other authority figure. And the first 7 years of your life, that's your parents. So whatever they learnt, and they were making it up as they go along, whatever they learnt is going to be just in you, isn't it? It's going to be like the authority figure. So at a certain point, you learn to see the world as a much bigger place than you are. You know, I mean, for the first, I don't know how many years, and this is where we get into sort of all sorts of trouble, is after about 7 or 8 years, you should be entering into that uneasy feeling as a child of, wow, the world isn't me and everything rotates around me. The world is huge, you know, this planet, this solar system, whatever, is huge, and I'm just poor little me within it. But that little me has a huge influence over all of mankind. So we take responsibility on. And it's good to be responsible for your actions within the bigger picture. But many people just continue to go, no, the world rotates around me. It's all about me. And that's selfism. That's not, see, you have to operate from 100%. So admit that you're making it all up. Because everything from that point on is, my parents create, oh, Steve Banno. Oh, hello, Steve Banno. Save the Queen of England. Oh, no. Yo, Conrad's here. Yerba on cheers. Happy day. Hey, yerba on cheers. Okay. Save the country plugin says save the Queen of England. No, I mean, I'm not trying to get rid of human beings. I'm trying to help them understand that they're not in control of anything but themselves. And if they're not taking full responsibility for that, then they're really just harming others. Freedom is so important. You know, the freedom and liberty that we have when we're born, that instant, like, wow, you know, that's what we need to hang on to. And that's what we'll go out with. Wow. You know, because it's eternal. Life is eternal. It's not in this human experience. It's part of, because it's a belief system. So again, making it all up, you know. I believe that I am making this all up because I am. None of it's real. All of it's real to me. Okay. What's your favorite holiday made up by humans? Oh, I got this one yesterday, I think. Favorite holiday made up by humans. Yesterday I said something sort of throwaway. But I think my favorite holiday made up by humans has to be calendrical. Obviously, it's all to do with the calendar, isn't it? So it would, I love summer solstice. That's a time when, you know, we're greeting the summer. I love summer. Life is summer. It's hot, it's beautiful, weather's nice, lovely. I like that. But the one I really like is the one that has a profound effect on humans. And that's the made up one of New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, the reason being is because people actually review their life. They look at where they are and where they're going. And that's very important. Where they are and where they're going. You know, planning for the new year, whatever. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. My parents created me, not God. No. I mean, well, yes and no. I mean, who created your mum and dad? Who created, you know, time immemorial? Where did humans come from? I don't know. But I know they're doing a piss poor job of looking after the earth that they were born onto. Because I look around me and there is great beauty and there is wonderfulness, but we're not being very kind to each other, which also means we're not being kind to this planet because it's ours, you see. I'm not going to get on the whole like bullshit thing about, you know, global, whatever it is this time, global cooling, global warming, climate change. I'm not going to get into any of that stuff because it's beyond my pay grade, and I'm not really interested in anything but helping make this world a better place. And finding a singular rallying cry around one thing isn't it. That's not that's not how we do it. This is not how we do it. We have to start being more kind to each other, more friendly, more open. And we really do have to admit we make mistakes. Lots of them sometimes, one after another. Are we coming or going? Yeah, well, that's a good one, Conrad. You always got the good ones. That's a very good question. I think it's both. See, I think we're in a duality. Human beings, being dual, are always coming and going. That's called the flux. The flux. It's that center point between the extremes of our human experience. It's that center point, and it's vibrating, and that's called flux. So we're coming and going. We're being, not being. Living, not living. You know, whole thing's kind of weird, isn't it? But it's a duality. But we have to try and find that middle ground where things become a little more understandable for us. Because if we start to understand who we are, we might stand a chance of being kind to each other. Oh gosh, sorry about all the sunshine glaring the camera. I don't know where I am in time right now. I'm having a problem with time. 17:21 minutes. Oh no. 17 minutes, 25 seconds, 30 seconds. 17 and a half minutes into my morning pontification, and I'm still making it up as I go along. You see? Yeah. Libra zodiac. Yeah, I mean, I was reading a very long explanation about the 13th zodiac sign. Apparently it's 13. But then, you know, as soon as there's 12, there's 13. As soon as there's 13, there's 12. You know what I mean? It's lots of people say lots of things about lots of nonsense. So, and I'm one of them. Hello. Oh, there you go. Look at that. I'm using my coffee cup to shield the sun from this glare. Libra. Yeah, I don't want to attribute it as a Libra thing. I think many people are very inquisitive as to understanding what the flux is going on. I mean, seriously, it's like, what the flux is going on? Oop, retouch on? What's fucking retouch? Don't know. These phones, these computers, these glitches. Yeah, I mean, humans have to have a deeper understanding of their abilities, but their abilities have to be admitted to be an experiment. We're experimenting with our imagination. So part of the flux is seeing the flip side of every coin. So this flux that's constantly vibrating is where I live, in the middle. And I live in the middle because I don't want to choose sides. Well, is that me just being just obfuscating, you know, my responsibility. No, I'm taking responsibility for who I am. I can do that, and also try and avoid some of these. You know, these are vices. That just, I know I'm silly. Okay, block a bit of the sun. There you go. I don't know. I mean, that's a good one to start on, I suppose. If we start with vices, you know, what does a vice do? Well, it holds you in its grip. So, what are our vices? You see, our language is so restrictive. I get up and I feel love every day. Love. That's what I feel. I wake up and I'm like, I'm awake, I'm alive, I'm aware. Wow. So, you know, it's keeping that childhood wonder, but not being a baby about it. Be strong. Learn how to cope in a world full of people blundering around, and try and help others if you're strong enough. You know, help the others try to understand who they are and how powerful they are. Every single one of us is as powerful as the next. And I'm not talking like, you know, ridiculous stuff like, I don't know, we're all equal. We're not equal, we're all different. Okay, 5 p.m. and night. Soon it will be at 4 and even 3 later. Terrible. You're reducing time. Now, time still exists, and it exists in different places all over the globe because we put names on it and stuff. But it's morning, daylight, night, morning. Everybody has the same experience, except in certain parts of this world that we live on, this earth. You know, there's longer parts of darkness and longer parts of light, you know. I mean, we're reducing the amount of light by going into winter. But I mean, if we look at our lives as seasonal things, then that's one of the reasons why I love the summer solstice, because it's a welcoming in of the summer where everything is, you know, light. But again, light and shade, you know, the flux. So it's all there to remind us. The darkness in this society. Hello? Gosh. I thought I was chopped off. I think I was, actually. Let's go back to the chat. Are we... yes, that nice in summer 10 p.m. is still not a full night. Yeah, I mean... in order to understand who we are, we have to understand where we are and how we are and all the other things. So it's life full of questions. And the thing is, a lot of people don't like being questioned because they're trying to hide things from themselves. Why are they hiding things from themselves? I've no idea. Making it up as we go along, you know. I mean, maybe because they don't want to be caught out doing something naughty. And what's naughty, you know? That's something that we learned from our parents, isn't it? Oh, you can't do that, it's naughty. Well, tell me what's naughty. I mean, what's really naughty to me is manipulating and controlling other people. You know, controlling them in a arrogant or even, yeah, I mean, just controlling other people. I mean, allow them their freedoms to enjoy themselves, to find who they really are. I don't think people are really in touch with who they really are. I think they're more in touch with what's expected of them. You know, I mean, what is expected of you? What is expected of me? I mean, it's your expectations, isn't it? I mean, you've built up a set of expectations about life that may or may not be very realistic. I mean, I consider them to be unreal in a lot of cases. You know, unreal expectations. Well, I suppose in a lot of ways we have to have imagination. I mean, we're aware of the chaos that life can be, but we have to use our imagination. So chaos and imagination are the two things that humans really do understand about themselves. You know, that flux. Greg Gone Wild, hey, good to see you again. Hi, Greg Gone Wild. GGW. Yeah, you too. Okay, 21 minutes in, bottom of my cup of coffee. Gonna finish up soon. Got any questions for me, Greg Gone Wild? I mean, I'm just chatting to myself. I got bumped off of YouTube a little bit and then got back on somehow. Lots of new stuff going on my digital interface. It's not the real me, it's the digital interface. Look. Take my face off. Put it back on. The thing is, do we know, you know, if you don't know you, then you don't know me. If you don't know you, you can't possibly know me. You're making it up. It's an admission. I don't know anybody in this chat. I like them. They ask me interesting questions. They push me into areas where it's like, ooh, I don't know the answer to that, but it's given me a subject to go on to where I can enjoy the journey of learning, you know? I mean, if we learn, we pass that on, and if we don't learn, we don't pass that on. I don't know. I mean, a lot of my friends are digging very deep into lots and lots of rabbit holes, unanswered questions to try and find the answer. But I think the only answer is already within you. It's just trying to find that kernel, little tiny kernel, Kernal, that little kernel of truth for you. Okay. Yes, I do want to learn more. It says it's like, welcome to live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by our community guidelines. Learn more. Yeah, I'm on a platform that is owned by somebody else, and that platform is part of the illusion. Okay. That's it. I think I'm going to pontificate no more today. Maybe. I don't know. Who cares? There it is. No one really cares. I think DannyCats.com. Look her up. She's awesome. I think she gave a couple tips yesterday. Kernels for me. Little kernel of truth for me. It helps me cope with my day-to-day life. So look up DannyCats.com. If you get the opportunity and you've been watching this, you might want to check out my music. I'm doing music and art most of the time. I'm playing a live show on November 7th. I have no idea what I'm going to do, but it's going to be a live musical show. So I'm going to have fun. Yeah. Helping people as I go along. It's the best I can do, really. All right. Live, love, life. Ooh, my tummy's rumbling. Must be breakfast time. Love you. Thanks for joining me in the chat. Click the subscribe and ring the bell and like button and pat me on the back for being the same as you. All right. Love you. I don't have the answer. I got lots of questions. Cheers then. Bye.